mistake I made at one stage of the process was taking the environment for granted. One season we went in there and said, yeah, the environment's there, take care of things, and it didn't, because we didn't work on it, and we lost a bit. You know, we lost a bit of traction there. And you know, for me, it's one thing you cannot take for granted. No matter how long you've been together as a team, obviously the longer you've been together, the more familiar you are, and sometimes familiarity breeds certain things that can be divisive to a team. But it's, you know, it's important to have a really good, robust environment where you can, you know, you can discuss all sorts of stuff and sometimes agree to disagree. But as long as it's for the betterment of the team moving forward, and again, it's not rocket science, I don't think, but it's such a, you know, it can be paper thin at times if you don't address it on a reasonable, continuous basis.
Well, I think there's a business parallel there for me. I mean, you know, we're trying to draw some of the parallels. I mean, I've worked in businesses. I've done both acquisitions, so I've been acquired. I've been in the business that's been acquired, and I've also worked in businesses that have acquired other companies. And what you're talking about, environment, and certainly that sense of belonging, I think is really, really important, because if you're acquired, there's a sense of, not everyone thinks that being acquired by another company is a good idea. Certainly if you think you were doing well, or you think that your particular product or company was better than the one that's acquiring you. So that's understanding what you're dealing with is really important, because you can't assume that everyone in the business you just acquired thinks it's a great thing for them. And you've got to create that sense of belonging you talk about. You've got to actually understand, and you also talk about, you know, welcoming ideas, because the acquiring company doesn't have all the answers, and the value comes from bringing them together.
Yeah, without a doubt. And do you know what? It's such a good point, Mark, because during the journey in Namibia, we decided to I think we just before we qualified for when we were going to the World Cup qualification period, we decided that the board of the company would remain sort of the board of the union, would remain amateur, and they would look after the development side of the game. And we created a company to look after the high performance, which was the World Rugby World Cup preparation program, you know. And when the CEO and the high performance manager came in, they were great. They were great people, but they came in and said, look, we're going to do it this way. This is how we're doing it. And all of a sudden, you could see the boys, the players, and certain people within the union side just backing off a little bit and go, well, hang on a minute, what about our view then? You know, and they moved the offices from the stadium up into the middle of town, which was a nice office, but it created a gap which we didn't need at the time. So that's so important, as you say, if you're being acquired or if you're creating something new in an already moving vehicle, if you like, it's so important to have those discussions to get that sense of inclusivity that create all the things we're talking about in an environment to make a team successful, or to plan successfully in the first instance.